Good evening, class. Today I'm going to be discussing a forensics tool known as LastActivityViewer. So let me go ahead and get my Windows 10 box open. The tool is called LastActivityViewer. It was created in 2012, still going. You can find it on NERSoft website if you just Google Computer Activity View. And it gives you kind of a breakdown of what it can do and different things of that nature. It was one of the tools that I wanted to use. Some of the other ones I've actually used before, so I wanted to see what this one could do. So let's go ahead and launch it. So something neat that I found out about this tool is basically it shows everything that's been done on your machine for quite some time. I did find it unique that this VM is not very old, yet I have dates from the 19th of March as to where it was done. So I'm kind of curious if it goes all the way back to the creation of the ISO file, maybe, or when the operating system was first done. Something along those lines. Just something I found kind of neat. But here's the 9th is when I installed this Windows 10 onto my Linux box. The useful thing about it is it gives you so much information as to what's being done, what's being run. There's not a whole lot of fancy things that I've ran on this Windows 10 box, but if I were to run it on like a school computer or something along the lines of that, that's getting a lot of use, you could see what's being done consistently throughout there. Like right here, you can see I had the defrag something. I ran the defrag, so it was probably for an assignment. And just the various things that it done. I was in there, I searched for something using the UI or Windows Cortana, which can be quite interesting. I searched the index right here, which means I was searching for something on the C drive. It would be more useful if this gave me something of what I was searching, possibly. But you can actually open it and go exactly to where you were searching for something in, which can be quite useful. Another thing I noticed is that you can actually create an HTML report that gives you a fancy report that you could essentially have printed out and use as evidence in the case as to what has been done over the past couple hours, days, or almost a month. I'm still interested about this. I wonder how that would hold up, but it'd be interesting to see it done on a case, on an ISO or something that's been up a lot longer. But that the nice thing about it is there's a quick, fast download, set up, run it, and then you can kind of see what's on there. So after you get a copy of the hard drive and whatnot and load it up into your virtual environment, you can run this tool in there and kind of go over some of the last couple things that have been done, which can be quite useful to see some of the things that they've done, some of the programs that have been ran, and where these programs are at. So it's actually pretty crazy that it can find all this. I can see some pretty serious uses for this in another, more in my sysadmin job, that I could probably make quite good use of this. It's a lot more friendly than trying to go through the event viewer and seeing what's been done, when I could just load up something as simple like this and run it and kind of see what's been done over the past couple of days. Like right here, the disk was cleaned, which was most likely tied to one of my assignments for another course. And I think that's a print server maybe. But as you can see, there's just so much information that it provides, exactly when, what happened, what the exact file name is, where that file's at. This just kind of gives you information of the operating system, what type of file it is, and the source of where it's coming from. Right here, command was ran. I would have liked to see maybe if it kind of did a history or something of what commands were ran in here, but that may be something else another tool could possibly do. Then right here, you can see I viewed a folder in Explorer, and I viewed this folder, and it gives you exactly where it's at, which this is in the registry. And even so, all between, 806, all this has been generated between that time, so it shows you kind of what goes on in the background, even if you're doing more than that. So I wonder what happens if we run it again. We'll refresh it. And here it goes. Shows more of what's being done in the background. Which I would be careful with that. Because if you refresh it while you're investigating something, all this is kind of irrelevant. You can only do it from the date before. I'd be interested to see how well that would hold up. Well, overall, I mean, this seems like a pretty neat tool that could be used just for seeing what's being ran, what's been done on the operating system as far as programs being ran, what is being used for. It can kind of give you a basis to understand what they may have been doing during that time, but there are other tools, I would have to say, that can do much more in one tool than having to. This may be quick just for, let me see what they ran, what they did, when it was shut down, when it was started, a certain user logged on, which I'm not sure if that's a user or not. I'd have to look up what that is. See, DWM1, which doesn't make sense because there is no user. There's no users other than the main one on here, so I'd be curious about how detailed this is, or how much information this could give me. Maybe on a domain computer this might be quite useful, but I might go and play some more with those, try and get down to the root of that. But yeah, that is LastActivityViewer. Thank you very much.